Once upon a time,
there was Melanie
and Corey,
and this is our story.
Feel good when you found love. Not the fake love, I'm talking about some white doves. I got a shorty that's gonna ride for me, die for me. Put her right hand on the Bible, still lie for me.
Hi guys! Welcome back to our channel. We are finally here with chapter 5. We are finally delivering chapter 5. Yeah, it's finally here. Finally. This is the part in our story where everything literally tilts. This is what tipped the scale. This is the turning point. This is the climax. This right here is what we've all been waiting for.
This is the stage that we were telling you guys about in chapter 4. As always, if you are not caught up with the chapters, be sure to go watch chapter 4 so you can pick up exactly where we left off in the last story. Before we get started, we want to say thank you to all of our new subscribers and welcome.
Hi guys.
Hey.
That came in at a good time because we are at the good part, the juicy part of our story. Like I said, this is what tipped the scale. So
yes,
get comfortable, get the snacks, get the headphones or the ear pods
if you fall asleep like that,
and tune in because we about to really put y'all on.
If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can see more of us and get into more of our chapters. So here's chapter 5.
Picture it. Cicely, 2015.
So the last part of chapter 4 was the end of her very first trip to see me in Arkansas, and we did the long distance thing for a couple more months. So when it was time for her to come to this next trip, we were established. We're official. It's us. Everybody knows about us. So this is going to be like, to me, this felt like the real first time
for me
coming
too,
to meet
because,
me.
Especially because when I first went, I was not myself. I was not, like, when I say I wasn't myself, I was myself, but I mean, like, I had to suppress so many different things because I never wanted to come off as like a lesbian or as Corey's girlfriend. So I had to be very mindful about everything I said. So I just know that the whole time I was in my head and I wasn't able to actually be my true self because I didn't know if being my true self would come up as being gay or being Corey's girlfriend. So this time I was like, I finally get to meet her mom as like me. I get to meet her family as me. I get introduced as Melanie, Corey's girlfriend, not just Melanie, Corey's friend from New York. The time I was going, it was for her graduation. Baby was graduating from college. So I was going there, of course, going to see my shorty walk across the stage. I was not missing that for the world. So I already knew I was going to Arkansas to see her graduate and meet her family, and we could just be us.
Just to like backtrack it just a little bit to kind of set the scene for you guys. So it was maybe 6 months after the first time she came to visit, and we were getting, of course, more serious because everything was out in the open and we were just super engaged in a relationship. And from my standpoint, just because I did so much with the boundaries, I didn't want there to be any more. Like, I was just releasing all the boundaries. Like, everybody know about us. Oh, we in a relationship. Like, I wanted to release everything. So the last biggest thing was the fact that we were long distance. We lived so far apart. That was the last part. That was the last factor. And we started having conversations about our future and what was next, really. And so my graduation was coming up, and of course I wanted her to be there, she wanted to be there, and it felt like a good opportunity to introduce her to the family and everything as my girlfriend. So I mean, on one side it felt like that, then the other side it felt like just a little bit of, it was a little bit of anxiety, only because all of them would be in the same place at one time. You know, it's easy to try to break it to people one by one. That's a little bit better. But with everybody in the room, it's like, hey, family. just her. Like, it was a lot, but we knew that that was going to be the next big milestone that she was going to be there for as my girlfriend. So
let me tell y'all how I was like, I gotta pop out, like I gotta represent plan for me to be there. I just didn't necessarily know that I would be introduced as her girlfriend and meet her whole family. So once I found this information out, I was like kind of nervous myself because I'm not everyone's like acquired
cup of tea
taste.
You're
and
my acquired taste.
Happy. And I know that, so I'm like, oh my gosh, like I think the only person's opinion that I really was like conscious of and really wanted to get the approval of was her mom. That was the main person. I just really wanted to have a really good impression on her. People either love me or they hate me, and it's really never an in between. So I just didn't want it to be that complex with anyone in her family. I was just nervous, so I got a friend to come with me on that trip because I didn't want to do it alone. I don't know, I was just weird like that at the time. So I got a friend to come with me on the trip, and I was so excited because I knew that after this moment, once she graduated from college, that for her and for me, that was like the last thing that she needed to do in Arkansas. But I feel like she mentally outgrew Arkansas, not even just because I was in New York, but just who she is. Like, is limited opportunity there, and she's a person with so much, like, she has big dreams and big aspirations, and she actually has like that push to go out there and carry them out. And Arkansas it probably is one of those states where you could do it, of course. I'm just saying, like,
it's just really limited
opportunity, whereas here it's like
unlimited
opportunity. And so I already knew that she was definitely outgrowing being there. And then with our relationship growing every day, I knew that in order for us to get to the place of this, it would have had to sooner or later happen where we're living together. And
so yeah, but I just want to say that, like, I knew that Arkansas wasn't for me anymore, or just really the place that I was in there, because it could have been anywhere. It could have been Alabama, Ohio, whatever. It was just the state that I was in mentally, the mental state, and like emotionally and everything. I didn't want to be there anymore, but I didn't really have drive to leave it. Like, I would have done the best that I could and whatever was the best thing available to me in Arkansas, but really the drive to go somewhere else was being with her. Being with her is really what made me want to do, because I knew if I leave here and I go to start a life with you, then I'm good already.
Facts.
And it just so happens that you're here and opportunities are here and all of that, but I mean, she could have lived in Arkansas and I could have been in New York, and I would have chosen to come to be with her. Or she could have lived
I would have to New York. Like,
no, I'm just saying that the appeal,
that's what it was.
Yeah, the appeal of the place didn't overcome the want to be with you. You could have been somewhere anywhere, and I still would have been like, I want to be in this. So at this point, we were having the conversations about me moving there after I graduated. We didn't have anything in stone or anything like that just yet. It was just a conversation, because like baby said, that was mainly the last thing that I was holding on to. I needed one last thing to complete. Once I completed that, I felt like I graduated from that place that I was in my life. So we had the conversation, and she started working stuff out on her end as to how we could possibly do it, and everything just kind of started looking positive about it. Like, we didn't see a lot of negatives. It was more positive than anything, and everything, like, we weighed everything, but on the scale, the love that we had and the want that we had to really fulfill this relationship outweighed everything. All my fears of leaving, everything I knew, the want to be with her and to really be in this relationship outweighed all of that. So she got to Arkansas, and we had the graduation. I had a graduation party where not my entire, but a lot of my family came, and she got to meet everybody, and everybody just loved her, of course. And when she was there, we started to pack all of my stuff up. Because I think a couple days before she flew there, I was finally like, yeah, I'm gonna leave. And we made it happen somehow.
So at this point, I recently moved back with my mom. I was in my own apartment, and then I went back to my mom's house so that I could just kind of rebuild to then get on my own again. So I was living with her, and my mom is, y'all met her, but y'all didn't really get to know her. But my mom is like so cool. So she's like the coolest mom, like she really is.
She is.
And like if it's something that like I'm passionate about or I love, or she sees that it's something that's positive, or if the person in this case is a good person. My mom always loved Corey from day one. From the first time she ever heard about her, she loved her so much. So when I first told her about, you know, the possibility of her wanting to come here to live so that we can be together, I basically was telling her, like, listen, if she comes here, we as a unit, we can like build a good foundation together faster if we're together. And then we could go ahead on our own after that, but we have to be together to do it. Whereas if she's living in Arkansas and I'm living here, it's gonna be way harder for her to save up and to handle business and to go apartment hunting and to go house hunting and to go furniture shopping, window shopping for the furniture for the apartment that we didn't even get yet. Like, it would be almost impossible to do from 2 different states. So I was basically letting her know that she's somebody that I really want to be with. She's somebody that I really love, and I see myself having a future with her. And I think that it's in both of our best interests to be together, to be able to build our foundation together. So she saw the vision. And because she already met Corey a couple of times from her coming here and just from all the stories, and she saw like just how I was with her, she was 100% with it. And she gave me the okay. So at that point, Corey just had to buy her ticket, and that was that.
Yes.
So once I got everything worked out on this end, I made sure that I had a couple of places lined up for her to go, like as far as jobs, so that like she could just come here and just immediately hop into work after she get all her paperwork. And I was on it from as soon as I saw that she was dead serious about wanting to live here. I started making all the moves necessary. I was lining up everything so that once she does get here, we could just start like immediately with everything we need to do so that we could have this.
So when she got there, we started to pack all of my stuff up and really get the ball rolling on leaving, because like she said, I didn't have a ticket, so I didn't have a date in mind when I was gonna leave, but I knew it had to be soon while I still had that fire underneath me to go, because I've always been that person where it was like, I don't want to leave my mom, so I would stay, but I needed to go ahead and face my fear of leaving everything and go ahead and go. So graduation comes, and she was there, and it was like, it meant everything to me to have her come all the way there for my graduation. And she was screaming so loud. Yeah, so we did that. The party was great. We had an amazing time at the party together. And like I said, my family really enjoyed her, and they couldn't stop talking about her and all of that.
But you never told me that.
Yes, I did.
You told me they couldn't stop talking about me.
I mean, when I say couldn't stop talking about, we had a conversation from everyone. Jesus.
Now I'm gassed.
And like they wouldn't just stop, like the words kept flowing out. Finally, she had to go back, and we knew that this was it. It was time. It was time for us to make that step. The day after my graduation, I purchased the ticket. And I purchased the ticket. It was a one-way. Oh my God, it made it so real. It was like, one-way ticket to New York. I got it the day after, to fly the next day. So I was leaving the very next day. All the boxes and stuff that she packed up, because she basically did it. I didn't have the patience. She packed everything up. Me and my mom took my boxes to the post office and shipped everything that belonged to me to New York. So that was the moment that I knew this is real. Like, this is really real. All my stuff is gone. I have to go to where my belongings are. So I got on the plane, made my way, boom, I moved to New York.
And like a little bit before, like maybe a day or two before she moved here, like I was on my end, I was getting like all the storage stuff so that like she could have a place to like put her clothes. And then we had like one of those like ghetto closets.
I shipped that.
We have to put a picture.
I don't know about that. Y'all ain't gotta see our struggle.
No, it's not. It wasn't a struggle, but like
it looked like a struggle. It was a struggle.
It was gonna be two people living in a room together. Like all her stuff, all my stuff, one closet in a room, and just four walls, and that's all we had. But we was gonna make it work. I had no complaints. I was so appreciative. I didn't care if we had literally this much walking space in our room after all of our stuff was in it, because I much rather be in that type of space with her, because I just always knew that I know who I am and I know what I'm capable of by myself. But because she made me so happy and I was so in love with her and stuff, I knew that with her being right there with me, I'd be able to accomplish even more. I'd be 2 times more motivated to just get my life together and get everything together.
Baby, I can be your motivation. Boom, boom.
The day she got there, oh my God, like I couldn't believe it. Like I
couldn't either.
I was like, wow, for the first time in our whole relationship, we are together,
yes.
like indefinitely.
Out of all those years, here's a picture too. This is a picture of us on our very first
like when we first got in the house,
like walked in the house,
dropped our stuff. It was like, oh my God, it's real. Like from Twitter, from the timeline, from Team Minaj, because of Onika. This is what we have, and this is where we are. Day was the first day that showed me that it's happening. This is now the life that it's our life now. Now it's no longer going to sleep on FaceTime and having to deal with like just everything that comes with being in a long distance relationship. And anybody in a long distance relationship, you know what that's like. Like we're in a relationship and we're together in a relationship. Like we could go to sleep together, we could wake up together, we could have picnics together, we could go on dates together, like we could do stuff together, like we could have late night trips to go get ice cream or whatever we want to do. We could do it. And that was honestly the turning point of our relationship. That was May 20th of 2015.
My very first day in New York as a New Yorker, I felt like that was it. Like I jumped into it as if it felt natural. It felt really good. I felt like I was actually in this relationship. I felt in this relationship since we were not in one and then we had to start all over. I felt like it since day one, to be honest. I just wasn't like putting those vibes out. But this actually felt like I really took a grown-up step, and it was like adulting and really So I was adulting and I was doing something for myself, because everything in me, I had like the biggest breakdown at the airport coming to New York, and like I was trying to explain to my mom, because my mom was trying to hold her tears and stuff in, and I'm like, I'm not crying because I'm sad or because I changed my mind, because I want to go and I'm gonna go. I'm just sad because I have separation issues and I didn't know how to separate from my mom. So I'm just like, I don't know what to do, and I'm like bawling. Like that's exactly what I sounded like, trying to explain to her. Like
I didn't think she was gonna actually come, because she was so like, you know what it was? She was very mature in ways, of course, that she needed to be mature in, but in other ways,
I was dependent on my mom.
And it wasn't even just a depending on your mom thing. It was just, you could tell that you were very sheltered and you were very like.
At that time, I was really sheltered. My mom sheltered us because there wasn't a lot of positivity where I'm from in the neighborhood and everything. So my mom always had us like surrounded by what she wanted us surrounded by, so we didn't see everything that was going on. So I was accustomed to being with my siblings and being with my mom and everything she had for us. So I was sheltered completely, and I was dependent on my mom for like my mom was the vision of stability that I had. I felt stable and I felt like I could do things when I was with my mom. Even when I did have my apartment, in college and everything, I left that college and moved back to where my mom was because I didn't have stability on my own. Like, she was doing everything for me and I was doing everything. I needed to be where she was in order to be okay. So moving here took a lot of separation because she's the only person that I know. Like, I don't have a dad, so it was always just it's always just my mom. I got here, it felt good and it felt natural, and I knew this is where I needed to be. I didn't feel like this was forced. It wasn't something that I was talked into doing or anything like that. It was something I knew was needed for me. I wanted this relationship and I wanted it to go deeper, and I saw a future with her too, and I'm like, I don't want to waste another year of being long distance when one of us could really just take the leap, and I knew it'd have to be me. So the very first day we got all moved in and we put all my stuff up. Seeing all of my stuff in New York felt so weird. Like, it felt right but weird. It was like my entire room was in her room. And she had all the stuff set up for me, all of the stuff to pack my clothes and all of that away. It was really nice and it was needed. And I can't remember the full day we had. So our very first year living together was better than I ever could have imagined. We had a lot of firsts, right?
Yes. For the first couple of months, we were just trying to get her settled. She had to get like an ID and all that. And after she got that and she started working and we both had like established schedules, we were able to do things together, like have a picnic. We had our first picnic. We had a whole bunch of dates that we never were able to have because anytime she came here or I went there, it's like
time restraint.
We had a very set schedule with a set itinerary because we only had a set time to be together, whereas when she moved here, we had endless time. So we got to do a whole bunch of just things, like we got to go shopping together. We got to go to the beach together, go to the pools together, and go to amusement parks. We had our first holiday. Well, we spent our first Christmas together. So we had like a little tree in our room, and we just had like our little setup. We had our little color scheme. It was our first Christmas tree. So cute. That was our second New Year's spent together. So that first year, it was a lot of firsts. We had a lot of moments. We got to I took her for her birthday to Miami. So first little vacation. So yeah, that first year, it was just so eventful. It was so chill. We had like a lot of time to just chill, get to know each other. And they say you don't really know a person till you live with them. So we had to actually get to know each other in that light and stuff like that, and just get used to living with each other because we lived around each other but long distance. So this was finally the moment where we got to live together and go to sleep together and wake up together and do chores together. Like just all that cute stuff. So
it was so cute. I don't know, since we've made it to the point where all the visits and stuff is in the past and I'm live here now, I want to put in videos of, because we used to record ourselves all the time, I want to put those videos on this channel for you guys.
And we look so different.
We do.
She sound way more country than she does right now.
I did.
I think I looked exactly the same. I just had a lot more piercings, and I probably had longer hair
and blonde hair.
Yeah, but that's about it. I look exactly the same.
Let us know if you guys want to see that. We started doing half chapters and we put in the throwback footage. We have so much that we didn't put out. I wanted to wait until we got out of that part so that we could start putting little pieces of the older so you could see and hear it like straight from my mouth. And I'm getting excited thinking about the videos
because I haven't watched any of those in
Me neither.
Long.
It's been so
I
long.
Never watched them back. Like I will watch back like the nasty ones, but I never. Yeah, core. Definitely, we'll go through a lot of the footage and show y'all just how we were, and y'all get to see us in 2015, 2016. So,
yep.
It's gonna be so cute. Actually, 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, it's no way I look the same. Like
you don't. This video getting kind of hefty, so
they deserve though. Like
you do.
Y'all waited. I'm sorry, y'all. We went through a lot in December. Like we went through the most, and we told y'all about it. If y'all follow us on our Instagram, y'all know that like all of our stuff basically crashed, and it was impossible for us to edit. So we had a whole bunch of footage. We just couldn't edit it.
Yeah.
So
but once everything started working, then y'all got back-to-back videos.
Yeah, we might give y'all chapter 6 in this month too.
Yeah, I know we will. It's not gonna be a might. You're gonna get chapter 6 in this month, and you're gonna get a half chapter coming right after this video.
Yes, because we're definitely gonna put like our old footage in this, and I still have it. So y'all lucky.
You're very lucky. Be excited for that. I'm excited to look back at it.
We never showed this to anybody.
No one has ever seen it.
Us. It was just for us when we were missing each other. So y'all about to get that exclusive tea.
Yeah.
Never before seen.
Never.
Footage.
Whoa, world premiere.
Facts.
Whatever questions that you guys have, just leave it in the comments or leave it on our Instagram or our Twitter, and we'll do a special Q&A if you want to. It could be a chapter 5 Q&A.
Yes.
Maybe we should start doing Q&As after the
chapters. Yeah, because I know that like it's impossible to go over every single thing, especially because it happened so long ago. So like even we have to sit down and be like, okay, how exactly did this happen again? Because it was so long, we went through so much since then, so it's really hard to go back and pinpoint exactly what happened. But if y'all have an exact question, I'm pretty sure we could figure it out and answer it. So
it'll trigger the memory.
Exactly.
And we'll know it.
In the next story time in chapter 6, you guys will get to know everything that happened from the first year to like our entire process in finding a home together and going furniture shopping,
our ups and downs
with living together. Of course, it was a couple of things that we went through that we will definitely touch upon in chapter 6.
And also in chapter 6, we're going to find the perfect place. We have footage of our very first time walking through it, seeing it for the first time, that we'll put in there so you can see it, and just about like decisions and things that we had to make and sacrifices, everything. It's gonna really get into what it was like to live together and what led us to being this.
We almost here, y'all. We almost got y'all to current date. So I hope that, you know, our stories, even though it's happened so long ago, I hope that y'all can really see the vision and see how things were for us. And we have the footage, so if y'all can't picture it, y'all gonna see it.
Yep, the next couple videos we'll put out, we'll show you guys. It'll be not all, but it'll be a lot of old footage that we'll finally release for the very first time, and we just hope you enjoy it so you can see the journey, and you'll hear it from us, and then you'll also see it as well.
And it'll put everything into perspective.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for watching. Yo, we love y'all.
Like y'all so much for being loyal and for loving us and for caring. Like the video and comment. We love the comments as always.
Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.
Later.